Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Trek Pro Bits Bike Multi-Tool. Whether you're doing a short or long ride, it's important to always carry some multi-tools with you just in case you need to make some adjustments on the road or an emergency repair. The new Trek Pro Bits Multi-Tool is a very compact, multi-function multi-tool that's designed to travel with you and provide a bunch of functions to let you do repairs on the go without having to carry big, bulky tools. Packaging wise, you can see really simple, just a cardboard box with an illustration of the tool, white and black color scheme, and then you can see very basic specs and overview of the included bits on here. I'll go ahead and open this up, we'll go over these specs. So retail price on this is $76.99. It's actually the same tool as the Trek Elite Bits multi-tool, but includes this chain tool on the outside. So if you just wanted this inner multi-tool, you can buy the $43.99 version of it. With this variation, we have 18 different functions, which includes chain tools, tubeless repair, and even storage for tire plugs and a multi-link chain piece. So really nice design. And again, full chain tool that's built in here as well. So if you ever had an emergency repair, you have everything in hand. As far as what's included with it, obviously just get the tool itself. Kind of an oversized box in actuality, because you can see this thing barely takes up any space in here. No real instruction manuals, and you just have the tool with the basic explanation of all the included attachments on the box itself. Now let's take a look at the weight of the Pro Bits tool. So first we'll measure just the multi-tool by itself. So this is the Trek Elite Bits multi-tool. You can see it's 100 grams, and then if we attach it back onto the holder, and that's what makes this the Pro version. You can see that comes in at 162 grams. The Trek Pro Bits multi-tool is a two-piece tool with a compact dual multi-tool on the inside with a plastic outside piece that gives you all the chain functionality and additional storage. At its core, you can see, if I pop this out, we have what's essentially the Trek Elite Bits multi-tool. So it's a very compact multi-tool that sits inside this little holder. This has 15 functions, and you can see dual rows, so tons of features here with a aluminum anodized exterior with a nice Trek logo, and then laser cut steel tools on the inside. In terms of dimension, just this multi-tool is 68 by 28 by 12 millimeters, or 2.7 by 1.1 by about 0.5 inches, which makes it really easy to carry as it's super compact. You can just shove it in your saddlebag and forget about it. With the outer holder, the dimensions increase a bit, so you can see it's longer, wider, and thicker. This is 94 by 29 by 21 millimeters, or 3.7 by 1.1 by 0.8 inches, which is still very portable, and again, you can just carry this with you. What's special about this Pro version is this outer piece. So like I said, you can buy this as the Elite, and with the Pro, you get both of them together. And this adds the chain tool and some other cool features. So you can see with the outer piece, it's a plastic construction with the metal top. You have the little storage spot for your master links on your chain. So you can put two pieces here, which are not included. A little cutout here, which is for the reamer tool to slide through. And then these little plastic tabs that help hold this in place. On the back side, you can see you have a Trek logo and this textured surface, which makes it really easy to slide this door open and closed. Underneath that, you can see you have tire plugs included. So you can see you have these three here with these little cutouts that help it sit nice and flat. And then this little plastic door that slides in through these tabs. So Trek has really done their homework, and you can see how it's textured. And you have the raised tabs, so really nice ergonomics. And they've really done a lot of user testing with it. When you open this up, you can also see the secondary function reveals the chain tool. So here you have a metal chain tool, the little hole for putting the pin through to push the pin on your chain out and the chain holder. And then with the little cover back on, you can see it covers that all up and makes this nice and flat so it doesn't scratch up anything. On the multi-tool, you can see two rows, aluminum outer structure, and again, laser cut steel tools. They've been pretty clever about this, so you have a 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 millimeter hex. And you can see how they've actually done that. It's quite clever. So to make everything fit, you can see here we have the 8, we have the 6, we have the 5 and the 4, the 3, and then the smaller 2.5 and 2. You can see they're kind of shoved in here as these little mini tools. So here you can see the 2, and then you can see the little 2.5 here actually fits in a slot on the outer tool. So it's a pretty cool design. It makes it really nicely packaged and takes up less space as it's really just part of the outer piece. On the other side of this, you can see you have a Phillips head screwdriver, the tire plug holder, and reamer, so you can see it has this nice kind of knurled surface on here. Then you also have the 3mm, and the 3mm actually doubles as the chain tool. So you can see the base of it is threaded, and that actually matches the threading on the chain tool. So that's what actually goes right through and matches the threads for the pin. So this serves as your little pin popper for your chain. Additionally, you can see we have a Torx, so T25, and then what they call a ghost key. So there's actually a multi-function piece that looks like a standard key, but it has multiple spoke tools. So you have 0, 1, 2 sizes here. You have a valve core removal tool, again, which is really nice. So everything's just shoved in here in a very small size. So pretty clever, and you can see with everything closed, very small. And again, you can just take this by itself if you don't need these special chain tools. And you really don't want to be replacing a chain on the side of the road, but it's nice to have this as it's so small. And you get more leverage because you can use this in conjunction with that, so you get a nice little handhold. So more ergonomic than some other of the handheld chain tools we've used. Here you can see the tool in action. We've taken out the outer chain holder portion and just dealing with the multi-tool. All the bits are labeled, so it's really easy to find what you need. And you have all the standard sides you'd ever really need for roadside repairs. So you can adjust your seat post, adjust your stem, or even tighten a bottle cage very easily. With this multi-tool, it is on the smaller side, so you can see the bits are a little bit shorter, but you can still access most of the common bolts. Once you put it on there, you can actually tilt the tool 90 degrees and then use that as a little bit of a handhold to get a little bit more leverage to get the tougher bolts initially started. Once you have it started, you can then fold it out to make it longer and then simply twist it off. So pretty easy to do. We found the multi-tool really useful. And again, with the compact size, it's really easy to just take with you. And if you ever need to just do a quick repair, very easy to do. And again, with all the sizes, you get a really wide range of options. So you're covered if just about anything happens on the road. It also feels really premium with the metal outer design and a nice compact form factor. With the Pro version, you do get this outer tool, and you can see it has a very slick plastic compartment on the backside that's hidden, and that gives you the additional chain popper tool as well as the storage for the plugs. And you can see you remove the back portion that gives you access to the chain tool. So then you line up your chain on the grooves on the top, and then you can use that little L shape here as a handhold. So it makes it a lot more ergonomic than some other more compact chain tools we've used. To pop the pin out, you just have to find the right bit. So you can see one of the bits on the multi-tool has this threaded design, so it's really easy to locate. And then you simply twist it on the outer portion, and then it acts as a pin. So as you're rotating that in, it pushes the pin down against the chain, and then I'll actually take the pin out. So really easy to do if you ever have an emergency where you have to take off your chain. You can easily do that here, and then in emergency, you can always put a pin back, but you do want to try to use the quick release when you have the opportunity to. So again, the chain tools are really convenient to have. It's nice to have on the road just in case, but you really shouldn't need it, hopefully. And I would recommend a more dedicated chain tool, as they have a bigger handle and larger form factor that you don't really care about, especially when you're at home. But on the road, it's definitely nice to have this capability, and it's a very clever packaging design. You can see everything's integrated, and then the chain portion is all metal, and really doesn't take up much more space and keeps the multi-tool flush with the outer body. So you can see once you get the pin out, you simply just rotate it and you're done. Now let's go to the pros and cons for the Trek Pro Bits multi-tool. What I like about it is a very compact form factor, so it fits in your saddlebag or jersey pocket. It also has a really clever design with the inset hex pin, so you get more functionality without taking up more space. They also include a wide range of functionality, so you have all the tools you'd really need especially for a roadside repair. The main negatives with this tool is the fact you have no storage bag. You do have that storage holder, but you don't have another bag to put it in to not scratch up other things in your bag. And also with the multi-tool design, you have fairly short leverage as the bits are short, so you have to get a little bit closer to the bolt. So if you have something really inset or harder to reach to, this might not be the right tool. Taking everything into account, we'd give the multi-tool a 9.4 out of 10. It's a really compact and versatile tool that pairs well with any toolkit. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.